Welcome back to Hawk's Eye View. I'm Liam Mallory.
And I'm Cameron Antonellis. The Frisbee Club's back up and running this year. Luke and I were able to catch up with a few of the members of the Frisbee Club. Let's go take a look. Thanks, guys. I was able to catch up with a few members of the Frisbee Club and see what it's all about.
Hi, I'm Brian Pescatori. I'm one of the presidents of the Frisbee Club.
Hi, I'm Zach, Frisbee captain.
One of the things that it took to get the Frisbee Club started this year was we needed people to actually sign up. We started off with 8 people. I think now we're around like 30 kids. So it went from here to here really fast, and we had to get one of the teachers to sign off on it. Mr. Burns, he's the GOAT. So yeah.
What it took to start the Frisbee Club this year was we needed a bunch of guys who didn't play a fall sport and who wanted to just come out and have a good time. Next, we needed to find a teacher who would basically support what we wanted to do, which is Mr. Burns. So yeah, and we just went out and played. Not much to it.
If somebody wants to join, all you have to do is talk to one of the presidents. Anybody in Frisbee Club will tell you, and we'll tell you when the next practice or game is. It's going to be so much fun. Shout out to DJ Vittum. Kid can't catch a touchdown for the rest of his life.
If someone wants to join, it's easy. You can just talk to me, Justin Joyce, Brian Pescatori, Devin Pierre-Louis, or Gerard Jello. Anybody on the Frisbee team, basically, and just show up 3:15 at the vet.
I'm DJ Vitoni, number 96, a.k.a. the Hoss.
I'm Thomas Mazulis, also known as Muzzy. I'm number 37 on the Frisbee team.
I'm Kyle Marr, also known as KD Marr, number 69 on the Frisbee team.
I'm Cam Antonellis. I'm number 27 on the Frisbee team, also known as Clammy.
I think being a part of the Frisbee team is it's a good team sport all together. Also creates a lot of rivalries. Hopefully no fights, but not yet. None of those have happened yet.
Being a part of the Frisbee team is great. You know, it's a great connection because we always hang out with each other after school and whatnot. We go to sports events and everything, so it's a great togetherness, I feel.
What it means to be on the Frisbee team is brotherhood. You know, you get to see a lot of us, run around, get into it, grind out. At the end of the day, we're all sweaty. That's what I like to see throughout a group of boys.
Being a part of the Frisbee team, it's huge for me. I'm a big team sports guy. I play hockey and lacrosse, and having this unity of the hockey kids and lacrosse kids all hanging out, having fun after school was really fun. Yeah.
My favorite memory on the Frisbee team was when Steve Arpino went to go catch the Frisbee, which he had no right to do that, and he absolutely took out the bench, just like Danny Trevathan took out Devontae Adams. Boom, ski.
The favorite memory is when I actually played because I've been hurt. So when I do play, it's a great time, but overall, it's a great program.
So far, favorite memory is when I bodied Sean Steed. It was an open field hit. It was horrible. He got blown up. I still love you though, Sean. I love you.
My favorite memory so far this year is just probably any game where JT just caught 7 or 8 touchdowns. He'd just stare at the kid. He caught over it, and then he'd just walk away, not even sell. It's just funny. That's all it is. If you guys looking to join the Frisbee Club, contact one of the captains or anybody you know that's in the club, and we'll get you down to the field to play. Back to you guys in the studio.
That looks really cool. You guys got any games scheduled yet?
We're trying to schedule one against Concord Carlisle. It's just hard because Frisbee is a spring sport. We all play a spring sport. So, right now we're just playing against each other.
Yeah. I hope it works out for you guys.
Next up, we have Mr. Vittum's freshman gym class. Liam and Olivia were able to catch up with a few students. Let's take a look.
Today we are interviewing a freshman named Ananta, and we're going to be asking her questions about what she's learning in phys ed.
Do you want me to? Okay. So we're learning how to design an independent workout program so then you can hit your goals and not get injured in the process.
What are some of the specific things you've been learning?
We've been doing a lot with tissue density and tissue strength, which density is the amount of tension within your muscles, and how we've been helping that out is we've been rolling out our muscles to make sure that they're nice and loose.
The second principle is muscle length, and that's how long your muscles are, and then we do the flow to stretch out your muscles, you know. And then after that we do tissue quickness, and what we do for that is that, like, you're standing on a line and then you need to hop back and forth. And then next we do a warm-up, tissue temperature, and yeah, we do a warm-up. We do like not laps, but like we jog. We do high knees, butt kicks, just anything to just warm up your temperature.
And tissue strength, basically, we're just doing push-ups, squats, pull-ups, strengthening those muscles and building them up.
And then the last one is tissue endurance, and that's just cardio.
What are some of the goals you hope to accomplish this year in phys ed?
So some of my goals that I have is to get like mentally and physically like better about myself, because like I need to get better for volleyball, you know, and so that I can serve. Like my serve sucks, but it's gotten better, and also so then I can help other people. Like with the flow, I really couldn't touch my toes before I learned it, and now I can, and I hope like I can teach that to somebody else, and so then I can also be like a lot more happier too, because working out does make you happy.
What are some of your goals this year in phys ed?
I mean, I think I might want to, you know, tone myself a little bit more and like be able to run maybe a little bit faster and perform physical activities a bit more efficiently.
What do you hope to see your students accomplish by the end of the year?
In my freshman level classes, I hope to have my students be physically independent, meaning where they can work out or develop or hit their goals without the means of any type of gym or membership anywhere, that they can do a lot of the stuff that we're learning here in the curriculum at home, and be able to hit their goals safely without getting injured. The junior curriculum is slightly different, where they're building off what they learn as a freshman. Now they're going to transform it into something with implements, meaning kettlebells, dumbbells, barbells. So the goal for them is that they would also be physically independent from either a book or a DVD or a personal trainer, that they can go into any facility now and be able to use any of their equipment and never be intimidated. And they're also going to have the education to go with it, so that again, they'll be able to hit their goals, and whether it be athletics, body composition, or just mentally feel good and look good, they'll be able to do that without any help either.
What kind of impression do you want to leave on your students?
Honestly, I don't want them ever to be intimidated. I know sometimes when you go into a facility that, you know, they see all the big apparatuses and they get really scared. I just want them to be fearless. I want them to be independent. I want them to be self-thinkers, and just, I don't know, fit for the rest of their lives, I guess.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to shoot. I wish I was in that class. I had Vittum last year, and he did a really good job.
You know what I wish? I wish I was going to the new school. Joelle and Jamal were able to catch up with the superintendent to talk about the new school. Let's see what they got to say.
take it away.
So the first question I'll ask is, when is like the building itself going to start being built, and when is it expected to be done?
Yeah, it's a great question. I probably don't have a direct answer to that. I think here's what I know so far is that the construction of the building project will take 4 years. So once a shovel is in the ground, it will probably take 4 years from the first shovel in the ground to students entering into the building. So we're probably 4 to 5 years away from the construction of a new school. We still have some more work to go. Most notably, we have to come to consensus as a community about where the school is going to be located. Once we decide where the school is going to be located, we can move forward in the MSBA process and start moving toward construction.
Made to the new school that aren't in this school.
Yeah, so there's a whole host of things that we're looking to accomplish with the new school. One, I'd say it's one of the biggest challenges with the current high school is that our STEM or our science labs are just, from my perspective, unsatisfactory for 21st century STEM learning. So we really want to have innovative STEM programming, maker spaces, state-of-the-art labs, and opportunities for students to really engage in inquiry-based science in a way that we think that you can't do that right now because of the low quality of the labs. We're also adding new career vocational technical education programs, so things like robotics, biotechnology, computer science, cybersecurity. We're going to be adding an actual set of rooms for preschool for students who are interested in becoming a teacher, for example. They will actually have younger kids who come to school here, and they would be able to apprentice with a preschool teacher to learn about that. We're also, as part of the culinary program, going to add a student-run cafeteria. From soup to nuts, students will run the business side of the house, the front of the house, make all the food, and members of the community would be able to come in through a secure access to participate in the restaurant or the cafeteria. And so those are some of the ideas that we have. One of the major things just academically is we want every student to be able to graduate having completed a high quality project. We know from research from talking to college professors, both at Bentley and Brandeis and other places, that students who come from high schools in which they're required to do either an academic or a practice-based or like an internship sort of project as part of their experience as a high school student are much stronger students in college. So we just want to make sure that we're preparing all kids to be strong and ready to go for college. So that's another component of the new school.
Okay. How much money would it cost to build the new high school?
Yeah, so we're really in the early stages. We haven't finished all the designs, but roughly the price tag is somewhere, depending on the location, of somewhere between 250 to 287 million.
And the last question I'll be asking is like, what are some pros and cons with building the new high school?
Yeah, so I think I'll just answer that in terms of location, if that's okay. So there are two locations that are sort of really at debate right now. 3 if you count Fernald, but I don't think that seems very viable at this point. So option 1 would be here at Waltham High School. The advantage to building here at Waltham High School is that it's the easiest path forward. The school department owns the land. We know we can build on it. We know what the parameters, the meets and bounds of that land are, and we know how far into the woods we can go, and it would be a pretty easy path, I think, to getting it done. The challenges of building here at the Waltham High School are that we'll have a construction project 20 feet away from the opening of the front door of this school. We think that that's really disruptive to the student experience, be very limited to no parking for students or staff. All of the sort of the life of the school, things that happen in this building after school hours would likely not be able to happen. Things like Regal Theaters, all the athletic and fine and performing arts competitions, we just don't think would be able to sort of be here. And at the end of the project, the high school building, this current building, would have to be demolished. And the reason that's a problem is because we also have K-8 enrollment issues. So we have to get more space. We have growing numbers in Waltham. We've got to figure out how to get more K-8 space. If we demolish this building, we lose a really big building that we could keep in the portfolio to renovate, to maybe use for K-8 space or for some other purpose. And then as it relates to the stigmatine, one of the things that's really attractive to that site is that it has so many acres that we can have a whole campus. So not only a state-of-the-art high school, but all the athletics facilities that students want to participate in, from baseball to football to everything, can be on one site for students. We think that will increase access, so more students would be interested in participating if they didn't have to travel all over the city to be able to participate. And we believe we can deliver a high quality, almost like college campus right here in Waltham, which would be really high quality. We also think that the stigma teams, because it offers more land, that if over time the Waltham High School needs to expand, there's room to do that. If we build on this lot here, there's really no room. We'll be using every nook and cranny on our land in order to build a school. And so from a strategic perspective, it seems pretty short-sighted to build on a site that may not over time be able to host the number of students that we're anticipating here in Waltham. And also building at stigma teams allows us to keep the Waltham High School in the portfolio. Then we can renovate it and use it potentially for an additional middle school or a K-8 school or for our dual language programming in the city.
Yeah.
One recommendation I have for the new school is air conditioning. We don't have it here, and it sure would be nice to have.
So a few students headed to Fenway this week for a program called Take the Lead. Let's see what Evan and Andy had to say when they interviewed some of them.
Hey guys, it's Evan here with a new episode of Hawkseye View. This week we caught up with a couple students from Waltham High School, Mr. Papastravo, just to get a little more insight on what the Take the Lead program is all about. And this is what they had to say.
The Rec Club is an after-school club. Any students can join. It's kind of a safe space for people to come and talk about issues that affect the school or the country.
So Take the Lead program was basically a conference that we had at Fenway Park involving some of the sports industries and their managers and some of the kids from high schools in the Boston area. And we were talking basically about racism and how racism has affected players in the past and what it still does today, and the underlying message of what that African Americans have to go through day to day. Yeah.
So the goal of the club is to create a safe environment for our students and also to educate the students in the club and the students outside the club. And I get educated just as much.
So I think in the future we could have, a lot of students come into the Waltham Trailblazers and teach them about what's going on in our schools. And next year we'll be able to have a bigger group go to Fenway and events how to prevent racism and discriminations on sport teams.
So where I see this taking us from as of right now. So as of right now, we have a lot of African Americans, boys and girls who are in basketball, who are in soccer, and I think or who are in baseball and whatever. And I think seeing their stars that they look up to talk about racism and open up and try to stop discrimination and prejudice comments and whatnot in the locker room talk is going to be very helpful, because once guys are open up more, well, and scientifically girls open up a little bit more than guys. So once this door is open with sports and athletes, that we talk about racism it's okay to talk about it, and that it's okay to know that it's not good to do. So yeah, once we start talking about it it's gonna get better. Okay.
So out of the Take the Stand program, I think that, we're better educated in, the topic, and I feel messed up again.
From this program that we learned that that whatever does happen or what has been said will not be forgotten, and it does impact other people's feelings, and that like you will remember from what that person said to you 10 years from now because it wasn't right. That's what we're going to remember, and what it's going to help us like as a new generation teach our generation after us, or like our kids and like our friends and family members, that like, you know, it's not okay to say those things anymore. We're just trying to make it a better place and a safer place for the community.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So after going to the field trip, the students were able to listen to sports broadcasters and owners and former coaches talk about their experiences playing in Boston, the good experiences and the bad experiences, and to learn from it and to grow as a city.
Thanks, Danny and Evan, for taking the lead on that.
Next up, we had Paul and Frenchie interview some athletes about their pregame rituals. Let's take a look.
This week on Hawk's Eye View, we interviewed student athletes on their pregame rituals. Let's take a look.
My name's Luke France. I play varsity football. I'm a junior, number 75.
I'm Cameron Antodalis. I'm a junior at Waltham High. I play lacrosse and hockey, and I'm number 27.
My name is Olivia Karagizian, and I'm a junior, and my sport is drag racing.
On game day, I'll go to school. Then afterwards, I usually go over Jack Duffy, Frankie. We usually go over Frankie's house, get some food, then report back here at 3:30. Then I'll roll out, get ready for the game. Coach will have his meetings, and then it's game 10.
Pre-game rituals for hockey is, well, I mean, we usually don't have games right after school, so I usually go home after school. We have games on Wednesdays during the week, so I'll go home after school, do my homework, take a nap, wake up around like 5:30, 5:15-ish, get some food, and then head out to the rink. Stretch out, you know, coach will talk to us around 6 o'clock, and then we go stretch out for a little longer, and then start getting dressed. And while I'm getting dressed, I always eat an apple and a banana, and I always eat the apple before the banana. I mean, I've been doing that for a couple of years now. That's just what I do. And I always tie my left skate before my right. That's just, I've been doing that since I was little. And for lacrosse, I mean, we have games right after school, so it's a little harder to like develop a ritual, I guess you could say. But I mean, after school, we kind of go in the locker room. I mean, maybe I'll roll out and then I'll head down to the field or whatever. We'll do warm-ups and stuff, listen to coach, and then we have our game.
Before every race, right before they call us up, I always start my pre-race ritual with eating a snack, like a very small snack, so I can get energy, so I can have a good reaction time when I actually go to race. And once they call us up to the lanes and we find out who we're racing, I like to hang out with my friends to calm my nerves a little bit, and we all just talk about random things. And then I'll put my headphones in and listen to some pump-up music on a playlist I make that morning, depending on what music I like at that time. And once I actually start getting suited up and into my car, I put down the visor on my helmet so people know not to come near me and distract me, because that's when I actually start focusing, and I turn my music off and I drink a little bit of water, and then I'm like in my zone so people know not to disturb me.
My name is Eddie Finney, junior, hockey and lacrosse. Usually tape my stick to some rap music.
That's it for pregame rituals. See you next time.
That was great, guys. It was really fun to take part in that interview.
Thanks for watching this episode of Hawk's Eye View. Tune in next week for our next episode.
And remember, it's every day, bro.